towards you?
Yes, yes, I have, yeah.
And do the children say, do they then sort of try and explain this away? Do they realise that it's because of the energy drink?
Some of them will say, oh, sorry, miss, I've had loads of Red Bull this morning. Some of them think that it helps them with their learning to be more focused, and some of them just use it like a drug, literally, so that they can sort of buoy themselves up, ready for a day of... Yes, ready for a day of...
Did you try to confiscate them?
It depends on what the policy is of the school. So we, as teachers, we're not allowed to search children, we're not allowed to search their clothes or their bags or anything like that. Sometimes we'd refer it to a senior teacher who might be able to do something, but they say, oh, it's theft, you can't take it off me, you know, it's stealing.
Did you go to the parents?
Yes, the schools do sometimes go to the parents, and the parents say that they don't really have any control over what the children are spending their money on when they go out in the morning. You know.
Well, we're going to talk about the impact of these sort of drinks on children's teeth a little bit later, and it is catastrophic. But for you, it made you decide to change your career.
Yes, yeah, I quit teaching at Christmas. And I'm in a different field now. And
that's fundamentally because of the behaviour after the kids drink these drinks?
Yes, it really, really deteriorated over the last sort of 3 years. It's really become a problem. You'll have 5 or 6 children in every class who are just off their head on caffeine, basically.
It's just shocking, it really is. So, Alice, I mean, what is in it? Why are they so dangerous?
Well, it's a massive industry, £2 billion industry, marketed for endurance, for stimulation, for energy, for athletic performance. They've got mainly caffeine, sugar, and all of them different amounts of different ingredients, but largely taurine as well, which is an amino acid. Some of them do, some of them don't. Let's have a look at what's in them. So, Red Bull, this has got just over 1 shot of coffee, so 1 1/4 shots of coffee, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teaspoons of sugar. Lovely for before school. Lucozade, which brands itself as not a stimulant, just an energy drink. This has got just the 6 teaspoons of sugar. Sorry, I am spilling all over the desk.
And how much caffeine?
And then for caffeine, it's just go 1 shot. Okay, let's have a look.
I mean, do you really think about giving it to the coffee?
Oh,
I mean, you just would. That's in your head. People seem to realise that, but then it's in there.
Monster, how much time have you got? 2.5 shots of coffee. Just the 14 teaspoons of sugar. Oh, let's just put it all in, you know. 14 teaspoons of sugar.
I mean, and children are replacing meals with this. Instead of having breakfast, waking up in the morning, they're waking up, having a can of this, going to school, and then they suddenly sort of almost needing to have more by lunch.
And if you go through the rest of them,
down here.
We've got Rockstar Endurance, 17 teaspoons of sugar, more than 2.5 shots of coffee. Relentless, 14 teaspoons of sugar, just over half a shot of coffee. Boost, 7 teaspoons, just over 1 shot of coffee. And Sainsbury's Own, 7 teaspoons of sugar, just over 1 shot of coffee.
I had a look at the back of the Rockstar can. It does say not suitable for children on the back of the can.
Yes, that's what it says. And the British Soft Drinks Association said they shouldn't be marketed for children. But everyone drinks them. They are marketed and they are sold to children, and they love them. Young people, it's a kind of an image thing. There are no restrictions. Waitrose is the only supermarket that has said, we will not sell these to under 16-year-olds. But what 16-year-old or 14-year-old pops into Waitrose before school in the morning? They don't. They go to the corner shop or they go to their local store.
What are the effects on the body?
I just don't think people realise how serious they can be. So a lot of people that buy these products don't know that they can have a serious effect on you if you have too much of it. These should not be taken by children at all. They are products aimed at adults. The high sugar content, we all know what too much sugar does. You know, long term it has an effect on obesity, heart disease risk, liver disease risk. It can affect your teeth, obviously, as we know. Obesity is linked to cancer, and therefore, you know, there's some serious stuff there. Caffeine, on the other hand, if consumed in small, moderate quantities, it's not going to cause you any harm. But in children, it is linked to behavioural problems, sleep disturbance, headaches, and we don't actually know what the long-term effects might be. We have had case reports from America of children dying. There's been about 30 deaths reported in association with energy drinks. A large Canadian study showed that over half of 2,000 young people that were drinking energy drinks had at least one side effect. And some of these could be as serious as, you know, heart problems or seizures. And we do need to take this seriously.
So a parent watching now who maybe hasn't put restrictions on these, what would you say to them, sending their kids off to school this morning? Because it sounds, now you know the facts, utterly irresponsible
Yeah,
to let it
no
continue.
young person under the age of 16 should be consuming these products, full stop. Those children of that age, young people of that age, do not need energy drinks, and there are a huge range of alternatives of soft drinks and things that they can have that won't cause them so much harm. So unsweetened squash, fruit juices that have been diluted down, water and milk. If they want hydration, that's fine. If they want energy, they will get that from their normal diet. They do not need these stimulating products. These are for adults, not for
We had a poll this morning. We said, should energy drinks be banned in schools? Over 10,000 people have voted on the poll. 96% said yes, they should be banned in schools. Only 4.
Yes, I have, yeah.
Like sex less, literally.
So literally, it just.
Coincidence, or is there really a God watching everything, you know, with a plan for us and stuff? I don't know, man. It keeps me up at night.
What? I mean, why are we out here in this canyon?
Oh, yeah.
What's all this stuff about God?
Nothing.
You want to talk about it?
No.
You sure?
Yeah.
Seriously, though, why are we out here? As far as I can tell, it's just a box canyon in the middle of nowhere. No way in or out.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason that we set up a red base here is because they have a blue base over there. And the only reason they have a blue base over there is because we have a red base here.
Yeah, that's because we're fighting each other.
No, but I mean, even if we were to pull out today and they were to come take our base, they would have 2 bases in the middle of a box canyon. Whoop-de-fucking-do.
What's up with that anyway? I mean, I signed on to fight some aliens. Next thing I know, Master Chief blows up the whole Covenant Armada, and I'm stuck in the middle of nowhere, fighting a bunch of blue guys.
What are they doing?
What?
I said, what are they doing now?
God damn, I'm getting so sick of answering that question.
You have a fucking rifle. I can't see shit. Don't picture me because I'm not going to just sit up here and play with my dick.
Hey, look, they're just standing there and talking, okay? That's all they're doing. That's all they ever do is just stand there and talk. That's what they were doing last week. That's what they were doing when you asked me 5 minutes ago. So 5 minutes from now, when you ask me, what are they doing, my answer is going to be, they're still just talking, and they're still just standing there.
What about now?
What are they talking about?
You know what? I fucking hate you. Talk about a waste of resources. I mean, we should be out there finding new and intelligent forms of life. You know, fight them.
Yeah, no shit. That's why they should put us in charge.
Hey! Front and center on the double! Yes, sir.
Hurry up, ladies. This ain't no ice cream social.
Ice cream social?
Stop the pillow talk, you two. Anyone want to guess why I gathered you here today?
Is it because the war's over and you're sitting at home?
That's exactly it, Private. War's over. We won. Turns out you're the big hero. We're gonna hold a parade in your honor. I get to drive the float. And Simmons here is in charge of confetti.
I'm no stranger to sarcasm, sir.
God damn it, Private. Shut your mouth or else I'll have Simmons slit your throat while you're asleep.
Oh, I'd do it too.
I know you would, Simmons. Good man. Couple of things today, ladies. Command has seen fit to increase our ranks here at Blood Gulch Outpost number 1.
Crap. We're getting a rookie.
That's right, dead man. Our new recruit will be here within the week. But today, we received the first part of our shipment from command. Lopez, bring up the vehicle.
Shotgun.
May I introduce our new light reconnaissance vehicle. It has 4-inch armor plating, mag, bumper suspension, a mounted machine gunner position, and tool seating for 3. Gentlemen, this is the M12 LRV. I like to call it the Warthog.
Why a warthog, sir?
Because M12 LRV is too hard to say in conversation, son.
No, but
white warthog. I mean, it doesn't really look like a pig.
Say that again.
I think it looks more like a puma.
What in Sam hell is a puma?
You mean like the shoe company? No, like a puma. It's a big cat, like a lion.
You're making that up.
I'm telling you, it's a real animal.
Simmons, I want you to poison Griff's next meal.
Yes, sir.
Look, see these two toe hooks? They look like tusks. And what kind of animal has tusks?
A walrus.
Didn't I just tell you to stop making up animals?
What is that thing?
I don't know. It looks like they got some kind of car down there. We better get back to base and report it.
A car? How can they get a car?
What are you complaining about, man? We're about to get a tank in the very next drop.
You can't pick up chicks in a tank.
Oh, you know what? You could bitch about anything, couldn't you? We're going to get a tank, and you're worried about chicks. What chicks are we going to pick up, man? And secondly, how are you going to pick up chicks in a car that looks like that?
Well, what kind of car is it?
No, I've never seen a car like that before. It looks like a big cat of some kind.
What, like a puma?
Yeah, man, there you go.
So unless anybody has any more mythical creatures to suggest as a name for the new vehicle, we're gonna stick with the Warthog. How about it, Griff?
No, sir. No more suggestions.
Are you sure? How about Bigfoot?
It's okay.
Unicorn?
No, really. I'm cool.
Sasquatch?
Leprechaun? Hey, he doesn't need help, man.
Phoenix? Hey, Simmons, what's the name of that Mexican lizard? Beats all the goats.
That would be the chupacabra, sir.
Hey, Griff, chupa thingy, how about that? I like it. Got a ring to it.
Hey, that's not exactly what happened.
Yes, it is. You said, I'm not going to the Vegas quadrant, and then the next thing I know, you're in an escape pod headed to...
Excuse me, sirs?
Sirs?
Sirs.
I was told to report
He
to
said
Outpost
sirs.
number 1 and speak to whoever's in charge.
Sorry, man. Sarge is at command getting orders. Ain't nobody in charge today.
Actually, Private, he left me in charge while he's gone.
You were such a kiss-ass.
Also, he told me if I had any trouble from you, I should get in the Warthog and crush your head like a tomato can.
That's the worst impression I've ever heard.
Okay, Rookie, what's your story?
Private Donut reporting for duty, sir. Ready to fight some aliens. Couple of things here, Rookie. First off, Private Donut? I think somebody needs a new nickname. Secondly, pretty armor color. This is the standard issue red. Yeah, I know. Listen, only two kinds of people wear standard issue armor. Officers and recruits. And since you're not threatening to gut me like a fish, you're probably not an officer. Well, he's wearing red armor.
No, my armor is maroon. Your armor is red.
Well, how do I get a different color armor?
I'll bet the Blues don't have to put up with this kind of crap.
So I say to the guy, how are you going to get the tank down to the planet? And he goes, I'll just put it on the ship. And I go, if you got a ship that can carry a tank, why not just put guns on the ship and use it instead? Hey, kid. Yeah? You're ruining the moment. Shut up. Oh. Okay. You got it, man. You know what? I could blow up the whole goddamn world with this thing.
Okay, Private Donut, here's the deal.
I just refuse to call him Private Donut.
We've got a very important mission for you. You think you can handle it?
Absolutely.
We need you to go to the store and get 2 quarts of elbow grease.
Yeah, and pick up some headlight fluid for the Puma, too. So what?
You mean the Warthog?
You do know where the store is, right, Rookie?
What? Yeah, of course I do. Sure, no problem. Well, get going then.
Other way. I knew that. Just gotta turn around, that's all.
How long do you think until he figures out there's no store?
I'd say at least a week. Elbow grease? How stupid do they think I am? Once I get back to base with that headlight fluid, I'm gonna talk to the sergeant. You know what? Forget what I said before. We can definitely pick up chicks in this thing. Probably 2 or 3 chicks apiece. Oh, man. Listen to you. What are you gonna do with 2 chicks? Church. Women are like Voltron. The more you can hook up, the better it gets.
You think that we were too mean to the kid?
Nah, he'll just wander around on the cliff for a few hours. What's the worst that could happen? Finally, there it is. Oh, sweet. They sell tanks.
Yeah, I'll let you in on a little secret. I've actually got a girl back home.
Oh, yeah? Girlfriend or wife?
No, man, she's just my girlfriend, you know. We were gonna get married, but I got shipped out. You know how it works.
Oh, well, are you gonna marry her when you get back?
I'm not gonna get married. My dad always said, why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free?
Hey, rookie, did you just call my girlfriend a cow?
No, I think he called her a slut.
I'll tell you what, dude. I could sit out here and listen to you insult my girlfriend all day long. But as it turns out, I got a lot more important job for you to do.
Right.
See, we've got this general
Right, the general guy.
who likes to come by and make random inspections of bases. So what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you go in the base and stand right next to the flag at attention just in case he decides to come by.
When is he coming by? We never know. Could be today, could be a week from now.
You want me to stand at attention for a week?
You know, you don't sound very grateful. This is the most important job at the whole base. You're going to be right there with the flag.
What's so important about the flag?
Oh, come on. Don't they teach you guys anything in training?
They didn't tell us anything about a flag. Why is it so important?
Because it's the flag, man. You know, it's the flag. Tucker, you tell them why the flag is so important.
Well, it's complicated. It's blue, we're blue.
It's just important, okay? Trust us. So when the general comes by, the first thing he's going to want to do is inspect the flag.
Right.
So just go in there, you know, far away from us, and wait for him.
How will I know when I see him? There's only 3 of us out here, rookie. He's one to be a guy that doesn't look like one of us.
Now get in there and don't come out. Man, that guy is dumber than you are.
You mean he's dumber than you are?
Wow, Tucker. That was a great comeback.
Mr. Church? Sir?
Oh my God. What? Tucker, I swear, I'm gonna kill him.
Sorry about calling your girl a slut.
Rookie! Shut up! Shut up! You're driving me crazy! Get in there! Tucker, are you laughing at me?
Excuse me, sir? Can I ask you a question?
Dear God in heaven, rookie, if I turn around and you are not inside, I can't be held responsible for what I'm gonna do to you.
What did I do?
1,
Oh, give me a break.
2,
Fine. Wow. You got here fast. Why is everybody so freaking rude at this camp? I'm not, sir. What can I do for you? Finally. Someone with a little respect around here. Yes, sir. I assume you're here because of this. Wait. Is this all you have? Yes, sir. That's it. Oh, man. This figures. Shit. What about elbow grease? Headlight fluid? No. All we have is this flag. Well, I can't go back empty-handed. I guess I'll take that. Sure. That makes sense. I guess. Man, they're gonna give me so much shit for coming back with just this stupid flag.
well, enough gabbing out of us. Let's take this bad boy out for a spin. Go ahead and hop in, Tucker.
Me? I can't drive that thing.
You're telling me you're not armor certified?
I don't even know how to use the fucking sniper rifle. Don't you know how to drive that?
No? Holy crap! Who is running this army?
Hey! Just wanted to let you know, the general stopped by and picked up the flag.
Yeah, okay. Whatever, moron. Why would they give us a tank if nobody here knows how to drive the damn thing? Wait a second. What did he just say? Let me get this straight. You gave this guy our flag.
Is that bad?
Bad? Oh no, that's not bad. Next time he comes over, why don't you just help him blow up the whole goddamn base?
There he is.
Where? Oh, yeah. Oh, I got him. He's sneaking around back behind the cliffs.
He must be one smart son of a bitch.
Oh man, I am so freaking lost. Where the hell is the base?
Oh, shit. Hey, Tucker, look at his armor. It's red.
Oh man, that means it's their sergeant.
Well, that makes sense. At least now we know how he got by our defenses.
You know, he came in the back door where you guys were standing.
Yeah, okay, well, let's take him out then.
Roger that. Okay. Say goodnight, Sarge.
Son of a bitch!
Ah, crap.
Now what?
You're really not very good with that thing, are you?
Hey, it's me! Don't shoot! I'm the guy that bought the flag, remember?
Oh, great. Now he's taunting us. That's just embarrassing.
All right, that's it. I've had it. Rookie, you stay here. Me and Tucker will head to the teleporter. We'll cut him off at the pass.
Right.
Tucker, you ready? Let's go.
There is no way I'm going through that thing.
Tucker, we don't have time for this. Why would they give us a teleporter if it doesn't work?
I don't know. Why would they give us a tank that no one can drive?
We already tested the teleporter, remember?
We threw rocks through it.
Yeah, and so what? The rocks came out the other side, didn't they?
Yeah, but they were all hot and covered with black stuff.
Oh, so I guess that's what this is all about then. You're afraid of a little black stuff.
Yes, I am. I am afraid of black stuff.
Tucker, I almost hate to do this to you.
You wouldn't.
You know, I look at it this way. Either A, we go through there and get the flag back, or B, we stay here and I get to kill you. Either way, I win.
For the record, I want you to know, rocks aren't people.
Duly noted. Now get in there.
Crap. All right. 1, 2... You didn't come out the other side.
Yeah. I've decided I'm not going to use the teleporter. Okay, Rookie, you stay here. I'll be back with the flag.
I still have no idea what you're talking about. I didn't hear any shots.
I'm telling you, it was 4 shots. Like bam, bam, bam.
Wait a second. That's only 3 bams.
Bam. Wait a second. We got a blue guy on the move out there.
Where's he headed?
Oh, crap. It's Donut. And he's got something. Looks like... Simmons, get the Warthog.
You mean the Puma?
Freeze!
Hey, what the hell were you shooting at me? You could have hit me, dick.
Can it. Don't try to play stupid with me, Sarge. I know who you are. We've been spying on you for 3 weeks now.
I just got here 2 hours ago, and I'm not a sergeant. I'm a private.
Wait a minute, you're not the sergeant.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Well, then how the hell did you manage to steal our flag?
Steal? I have no idea what the hell you're talking about.
Jesus!
Holy shit! Who is this guy?
What in the hell? Tucker? Is that you? How did you get up here ahead of me?
And what's all that black shit on your armor?
Hey! Freeze, Sarge!
Will you stop calling me a sergeant? I'm still just a private.
The Sarge is still a private? Oh my god.
Traveled in time.
Teleporter sent me back in time.
Bye, Lopez. We need the Jeep.
I'll take Gunner. Let's roll.
How do you turn off the fucking radio?
Don't worry, Lopez. I'll bring her back in one piece.
Look, I know you don't know me, but you have to believe what I'm about to tell you. Sometime in your future, I get stationed here in Blood Gulch, and we meet. And this guy here, he gets promoted to sergeant of the Red Army, and we spy on them. And they get this new Jeep, and I'm all like, there is no way you can pick up chicks in a tank. Tucker, what the fuck are you babbling about? I know all this sounds crazy, but he eventually becomes a sergeant, and then one day we get a tank, and he comes and steals our flag while we're distracted.
Is this guy a retard?
Red, shut up. Tucker, listen to me. You haven't gone back in time, okay? This is the guy that stole the flag. He's just not the sergeant. Turns out, he's just some dumb rookie who happens to have the same color armor as him. He got in somehow. Just, for God's sake, what is that music? Woohoo! Son of a bitch! Run, Jesus, run! The Jeep follows me back in time.
What the hell is
Okay,
going on?
let's watch something else. Sure, yeah, yeah. Let's listen over.
The one moment from the chaos in Baltimore. Girls and a boy. Here's what she told CBS News about her brand of tough love.
That's my only son. And at the end of the day, I don't want him to be a Freddie Gray.
The Baltimore man whose death in police custody sparked protests. Her tough discipline won muttered admiration and outright applause.
Of a mother desperately trying to keep her son from joining the rioters. And you know, she saw. Yeah!
She quickly started to trend on Twitter, #BaltimoreMom. She went to pick up her son at the mall because she heard trouble was brewing there.
And he said, Mom, when I seen you, my instinct was to run. You know, I'm a no-tolerant mother. He knew he was in trouble.
The video was shared and analyzed from the right.
Like, look, right there is the moment that I think just gripped my heart.
And the left.
Here's a kid that'll take a brick and throw at a cop, but ducks when his mother comes and slap him.
Is he the perfect boy? No, he's not. But he's mine.
Send in the moms, read one headline. Maybe you really are the mother of all moms when you can inspire this kind of look in your tough guy son.
I think one of the prevailing things that are happening here is that what I'm hearing is this intense sort of discussion around self-hatred and when you're in a bigger body. And I wanted to ask people, like down the front there, you who's 20, is your life better? Are you happier? Is everything better now that you're slightly smaller than you were before? I mean, I think one of the things
Well, let's get an answer to the question. Are you?
Absolutely. And I'm not a little bit smaller, I'm a lot smaller. And I did do research into everything. I can still have kids, and that may not have happened if I had stayed the size I was. Like, my question to you is, can you honestly say that you are 100% happy and healthy? Like, you have no medical conditions whatsoever, you have no problems at all with your health at your weight as compared to...
Can we have an answer? No. The question's been asked. What's the answer?
I think it's really interesting that I feel like I need to justify my existence in this room.
No, but hang on a minute. You asked her to justify her decision.
I asked her
she's
if she was
asking...
happy. I didn't ask her to justify what her health issues now, or if there is any.
But have you got any health issues?
No, I'm perfectly happy.
I'd love to know, like, what you see as healthy with eating.
Yeah, it's interesting that you've just assumed that I eat bad food because of my size.
I'd love to know, because if you're really healthy, if you have any joint issues, or so you're completely...
I swim 2.5 kilometres a day. I walk, I exercise all the time. I am in a synchronized swimming team, and I really resent the fact that I have to actually justify my existence and my ability to live in the world in a bigger body.
But we're all talking about health tonight. I mean, the whole show is about weight and health.
No,
so it's not an unreasonable...
surgery, and we haven't actually talked about the possibility that you can actually live in your life.
No, but we have.
This body.
We have talked about that. But all I'm saying is that a question to anyone about what they eat in the context of this program, anyone in this room, is perfectly reasonable, I think.
Well, but it's interesting that they've only been directed at that.
No. It's not about being fat or not being fat. It's about what everybody eats. Well, it's about what everybody eats and what health is. What health is. No, I'm not conflating anything. I'm saying I think it's perfectly reasonable in the context of a discussion where you've got research that suggests that people who are overweight and people who are obese can be more prone to particular health problems. I think it's quite reasonable in that context when we're talking about diet, we're talking about losing weight, gaining weight.
I just have one. I just want to disagree with Lauren there. I feel a heavy amount of animosity towards you, but thank you for bringing this ignorance to our campus, because I think it's important when you hear people from different sides, and because of the First Amendment, I can say that, right? But I do have a real question in there. Your video,
there was no question mark at the end. This is going to be a real downer.
In your video where you debunk white privilege, you talk about how white privilege is a made-up term by privileged minorities. So I was wondering if you can elaborate on some of the privileges that you think minority groups have.
Okay, so privilege is in the law. So when I say privilege, I'm actually going to talk about legal standing. Affirmative action is a privilege. Affirmative action is a privilege. Subprime mortgages designed to appeal to minority recipients without proper qualifications, that is a privilege. And those are a couple examples of privilege. Privilege would also be the police being told that they can't police in communities the same way they would in other communities because they don't understand the problems of minority communities. That's a privilege. And by the way, these privileges are not helpful, but these are, as an overall matter, but it is certainly it's very difficult for me to see how it's not a privilege to get a lower score on the SAT than the Asian guy who's living in exactly the same circumstance. He gets penalized 50 points, you get 230 points on the SATs. That is definitionally a privilege. So there's one. Do you disagree?
Yeah, but I don't want to take up everyone's time, so I'm just going to let. To me, it's almost like reverting back to the civil rights movement. Now we're telling fat folks that they have to buy an extra seat. Not too long ago, my grandparents had to sit on the back of a bus. It's like, it's almost like segregating folks based on the way they look.
I can't imagine. Did you really say that?
Calm down. Don't act like you're offended by KKK. I mean, you're so offended by me saying that your approach is so
acting like
tough.
a victim, though? That's what I'd like to know.
You, first of all,
well, I don't think we can let something about the KKK just sit there. I find that so incredibly offensive and offensive to the people who at the hands of that despicable organization have suffered.
You are coming from a totally different place than Jillian is coming from.
Why would you project something like that on
Because
stage?
you're projecting it, own it. If it is what it is, I would respect you so much more. Say what it is. You have a problem with fat people. I would respect you so much more if you said, look, fatty, I can't stand you. I hate you. Get the weight off.
No, I understand you're passionate about this. You know, this is a picture of you with your grandmother. And you obviously...
I obviously hate her, don't I? Just hate her. Hate my mom, hate my dad. Why could you say something like that? You know nothing about me other than the propaganda. May I finish one statement?
You know nothing about me.
I haven't gotten to finish one statement. If you read my blog, if you go to actionagainstobesity.com, if you go to findingthin.com, you'll find out what I really am. And then if you want to criticize me, criticize me. Don't criticize me based on what the pro-fat movement writes about me. I wouldn't like that person either.
I did go to your website.
But don't say that I hate a certain group of people when nothing could be further from the truth.
Aside from the statistics, let's look at the notion that women over the past 40 years, we are better educated, which means we have more financial freedom. We don't need a man like we may have needed a couple of decades ago. Do you think there's any truth to the argument that perhaps men feel sort of threatened because they no longer have that power or do you think there's any...
No, I think the average man's doing quite fine. They ignore most of the left feminist claptrap. They ignore people like Van, who are a very, very minority interest in our society. She's a self-declared anarchist, way on the extreme left of politics, representing perhaps 0.001% of thought in Australia. So she's safely ignored. The real issue for men is, can they keep up in the education system? At the moment, among university graduates leaving every year, 40% are male, 60% are female, a massive advance for women in this country. And when you look at the bottom of society, when you get away from Van's debate about women like her, because left feminism is essentially selfish. Can I speak, Andrew, without you being a participant? Are you a participant in this show or a host? Are you a professional host or a participant?
I'm trying to get to the bottom of the issue, but you try and insult the other guest.
Are you the host of this program, professional and cool?
Yeah, Andrew.
You should declare what you're doing at the beginning of the segment. You should declare your interest at the beginning of the segment. Because I can tell you the viewers had a gutful of you having a bet each way. Pretending you're a host, but really being a left-wing participant in the debate.
I am trying to get to the bottom of the issue. I have no doubt that there are
you're defending Van because I made a valid point.
Storm, please. I have no doubt that there are some legitimate concerns that men have about certain issues. Now, you talk about there being more graduates than women than men. Great, okay, legitimate concern. Okay, we talk about the family law system, apparently these days being skewed away from men in favour of women. Just Van, please. To create inequitable results. These are worth exploring. But do you need to run down feminism in order to explore those issues?
I'm running down Van.
Okay, well, why don't we try and keep away from personal attacks?
Can I defend myself, please, or is a man going to speak over me about me?
You're trying to speak over us as
yes,
ever.
You are
Come
speaking.
Yeah, it was just mansplaining. Come on.
Over me, Mark. You're proving my point, Mark. You're not even letting me talk about myself. Now, I've known you for 20 years.
No, you haven't.
I met you when I was an undergraduate at the University of Wollongong.
Well,
for a fact, I'm from a working-class family from the suburbs of Sydney, and I write about that in my work all the time. You have to deal with the fact, Mark, that your position is the extremist one.
I'm from the suburbs. I'm state school. I'm University of Wollongong. And I'm a feminist commentator who's pointed out the fact that women are discriminated against in this society. Let's talk about those trains and the need for safe carriages.
Van, can you just give us a moment?
On a train when you were a teenager? Because I was.
Excuse me, Van. I mean with respect to all of you, but I think personal attacks not very helpful at this stage.
Took the train about 20 years ago. The practicality on the 11:30
Mark,
train.
good on you with your personal attacks. Good on you, mate. Good to see you sticking to the topic again.
Well, I am sticking to the topic. It just shows how little you know about the practicalities of life in the suburbs, because the idea that
I don't live in a suburb. I live in a cloud.
No, you live in cloud cuckoo land, absolutely. So look, the point is that if you're on the 11:30 train out of the city and there's a women's only carriage and you're a bad bloke who wants to do damage, well, you go straight in. You're not going to respect the pink colour.
That's a really insightful comment, Mark. Good on you.
Thank you for giving us
If you're on the corner train, get out of your limo, pal.
It's so nice to have constructive debate. Thanks, Mark. Well, listen, Miranda, thank you. And thank you, Van. Thank you, Rory, for your insights. And thank you, Mark, for your entertainment.
Colour pink's going to protect you. Well, thanks for your objectivity, Andrew. Maybe next week you can go back to being a proper professional host instead of participant. If you want to participate, declare that at the start of the segment, and you might get a lot more respect from the viewers.
And once again, I'm finding
all white people are racist, all men are misogynistic, all cisgender people are transphobic, all members of a majority.
How are you? Fantastic. The other day I got in an argument with my girlfriend, right? She likes watching the Oprah Winfrey Show, and I love to watch her watch the Oprah Show. And then I wait for Oprah to say something that I don't agree with, and then I take it out on my girlfriend because I'm an asshole.
As you do.
So, Oprah brings out this guest. She gives her this huge intro. She's been on this, she's been on that, and she does the most difficult job on the planet. She's the mother. So immediately I look at my girlfriend. I'm like, really? Being a mom is the most difficult job on the planet? How many mothers died on ice road truckers last season? Any moms get washed overboard on Deadliest Catch? I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but what would you rather have as a job? You want to scoop scallops off the bottom of the ocean, catching that lobster trap to the back of your head? Or do you want to hang in the sunshine with a couple of rugrats? You'd send them to bed anytime you want and some trumped up charges because you want to have a drink and watch The Price is Right? I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it is the most difficult job. I mean, I thought roofing in the middle of July as a redhead, you know? I thought that was a difficult job. I really did. I thought it was difficult.
Proper challenge.
But evidently these mothers, they're bending over at the waist, putting DVDs into DVD players, going to war pinned down by a sniper. What a joke! You ever burp a baby and forget to put that towel up there? There's another shirt you gotta wash. Oh, lift with your knees and put it in that machine that does it for you. Dude, any job you can do in your pajamas is not difficult. It isn't. I'm sure it's... Yeah, to hell with these mothers. Watching cartoons, taking naps. Look, I'm messing around, but you know, come on. I know it's a difficult job, but the most difficult job on the whole planet. Remember when Saddam lit the oil fields on fire and those poor bastards had to go put them out? 4,000 degrees, walking in with your little asbestos shield, just walking into flames. You want to do that or watch Bob the Builder again? I mean, be honest with yourself. I got a dog recently. I did. I went down to the pound. I got one of those free dogs. Yeah, that's how I say it. I don't say I rescued a dog. I hate when people say that. It's like totally obnoxious. It's complete exaggeration. She's a rescue. Yeah, I rescued her. Really? Did you pull her out of a burning building? Did you jump in a river with your clothes still on with no concern for your own safety? Or did you just go down to the pound and get a free dog? Isn't that what you did? Stop acting like you had to take out a couple of guards, crawl in on your elbows, using hand signals. Dude, you ever go down to the pound? They're just giving them away. They don't even do a background check. You want him? Get out of here. Who's next? You want a poodle? Come on, you got a perm. It'll be hilarious. Actually, my girlfriend got the dog when I was on the road. I was on the road, she got the dog. Classic girlfriend move, right? That's just a 10 to 15 year commitment. Why would you include me in that decision? What would I need to know? So we're Skyping. I thought she got one of those little shit dogs, you know? Like a Yorkshire Terrier or something you could punt across the room if it got out of line, right? Something you could take your day out on. You know what I'm saying? And so we're Skyping. I go, let me see it. So she pans around, and I think I'm going to see, you know, some little Chihuahua, whatever the hell those dogs are. I'm immediately staring at like this hellhound. This just massive dog, and it looks. I start freaking out. I'm like, is that a pit bull? Please tell me you didn't get a pit bull. She's like, it's not a pit bull. It's a mix. Mix with what? Another pit bull? Look at that thing. It's like it's been doing pull-ups its entire life. Its front paws were still taped up, it's shadow boxing. It's got a teardrop tattoo. It's a pit bull. What more do you need to see? Oh, it gets worse. Her and a friend actually didn't get it down at the pound. They found it by the Los Angeles River. Yeah, this thing was the real deal. She's sitting there going, it was out there for 10 days. Don't you think that's sad? No, it's scary. Because judging by its physique, it got plenty of protein over the last week and a half. It wasn't eating nuts and berries, all right? It was choking out joggers. It was twisting heads off of rabbits. You brought a murderer into the house. You just rescue an alligator while you're at it. Stick it under the bed. Add to the excitement. You know what's great, though? I fell in love with the dog. Absolutely love this dog, and I'm totally sold on the breed. And I know a lot of people don't like pit bulls because they ate a couple of kids. I understand that. I'm telling you, you owe it to yourself at some point in your life to walk down the street with a pit bull. You gotta do it. It's tremendous. People just get out of the way. 3-4 blocks away, they see me coming. They immediately start crossing the street. I love it. I feel like a king. I don't know why black people complain about that. I love having the whole side of the street to myself. It's awesome. Yeah. Black people have no idea how difficult it is as a white man to have to walk down the street every half a block, have frivolous conversations about the weather. Oh, I'm thinking it's gonna rain. Why? Why do we have to have this conversation? No, it's tremendous. I like the respect. Look at me. My whole life I've looked like Ron Howard. You realize that? My whole life I've been mugged repeatedly. I've never had any street cred whatsoever. The second they see this 4-legged P90X body coming down the street, that's it. It's the best dog on the planet. You gotta get a pit bull. I'm telling you, man, it's like a gun you can pet. Get 2 of them, come down to you, just strapped. All of a sudden, there's no line at the ATM. It's just the whole world opens up for you. All right, let's wrap this up here. I had lunch the other day. I'm a big-time conspiracy theorist. I drive my girlfriend nuts. You know, I think they're about ready to microchip all of us. Yeah, they got this commercial down in the States, you know. You got that commercial up here for Duracell batteries? They're selling batteries, and the commercial is some woman can't find her kid in the park. That's how they're selling batteries. The hell kind of way is that to sell batteries? Do you remember the old commercials? They just show some guy in a rainstorm, has a flat, pulls out a flashlight. Oh, thank God he had Duracell. You can see how wet I'm getting. That was it. Now they're showing this woman, she can't find her kid in the park. She's sitting there going, Kevin? Kevin? Has anybody seen Kevin? Sitting there freaking out, then she pulls out this little device. Beep, 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 beep. And there comes Kevin running out of the woods. And they're like, Duracell batteries. It's like, dude, the hell with the batteries. What was that thing she just took out of her pocket? How did Kevin know to come out of the woods? He didn't have an antenna. His sneakers weren't glowing. What the hell is in Kevin that's connected to that device?
Must be some
Don't just show me
device.
that like that's normal. Oh, yeah, robot kids. Hey, must go see mommy. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much.
People say, do you ever smoke marijuana? I go, I don't need another reason to be hungry.
Like, you ever seen a guy hit on a woman through a group of other people? Like, not even bother walking up to her, just like yells at her, like, hey, you.
But he was forced to work with me on my new show, Life's Too Short, which premieres on HBO on February the 19th. Please welcome the man who will wear literally anything Tim Burton tells him to, Johnny Depp. There you go. Just before, I want to ask you a question. It's real. You can have... Son.
Just checking.
Yeah. And be honest. Are you on recreational drugs? I'm joking. No, that's not the question. And we all know the answer. Have you... Ready?
I guess so.
Have you seen The Tourist yet?
Have you?
Of course
no.
not. No, he's not watching his own performances because it's someone else playing through his body. That's why. You secret that many people don't know.
Oh boy, he's fun.
Listen, if you do win tonight, remember that no one cares about that award as much as you do, okay?
Upload the video.
Don't get emotional, it's embarrassing.
It's not video.
Okay? That award is, no offence.
No, it's gone.
So, as a matter no powers of seduction to
Okay.
over James Bond. In X-Men, she used her powers to control the elements. In Catwoman, she used the power of being able to wash herself all over. And she's the paw for behind the ear. Brilliant. Please welcome the very clean Halle Berry. No profanity. That's fine. I've got a huge vocabulary. No nudity. See, that's a shame, because I've got a huge vocabulary. But a tiny penis. No, it's true. Doesn't matter. I don't care. It works. Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's fine. I don't... No smut or innuendo. And I'm not to libel anyone. And I mustn't mention Mel Gibson this year. Not his private life, his politics, his recent films, and especially not Jodie Foster's Beaver. I haven't seen it myself. I've spoken to a lot of guys here, they haven't seen it either, but that doesn't mean it's not any good. Sorry. I don't care. A few years ago...
Kian, what? It's about the video.
Remake of Ghostbusters. There's going to be a female remake of Ocean's 11, and this is brilliant for the studios because they get guaranteed box office results and they don't have to spend too much money on the cast. So, shut up, I don't care. For any of you who don't know, the Golden Globes are just like the Oscars, but without all that esteem. The Golden Globes are to the Oscars what Kim Kardashian is to Kate Middleton, basically. What? Bit louder.
That's a good
Bit
comparison.
trashier. Bit drunker. And more easily bought. But actors aren't just loved here in Hollywood, they are loved the world over because they're recognisable. You can be anywhere. You could be in the third world, okay, and you get a glimpse of a Hollywood star, and it makes you feel better, okay? You could be a little child, a little Asian child with no possessions and no money, but you get a
You
see a
don't
picture
say
of
daddy.
Jolie, and you think,
say,
Mummy.
There you go.
If you win, right, come up, accept your little award, thank your agent and your God, and off, okay? Our next presenter is an actress who is both beautiful and talented.
Next
Born in
presenter.
England, she came to America and has taken Hollywood by storm. The star of the nominated movie The Danish Girl, please, it's a dude, Eddie Redmayne. One thing that can't be bought is a Golden Globe. Officially. I'm not going to do this again anyway. But if you were to buy one, the man to see would be Philip Burke. I love this next presenter. He's so cool. He's the star of Iron Man. 2 girls and a guy. Wonder Boys. Sorry, these porn films. What? Kiss, kiss, bang, bang. Bowfinger. Really? Yeah. Up the Academy. Come on. He has done all those films, but many of you in this room probably know him best from such facilities as the Betty Ford Clinic and Los Angeles County Jail. Please welcome Robert Downey Jr. Jennifer Lawrence made the news when she demanded equal pay for women in Hollywood, and she received, overwhelming support from people everywhere. There were marches on the street with nurses and factory workers saying, how the hell can a 25-year-old live on 52 million? This is... There were plumbers around the world going, poor girl in town, where's fucking hell? So, but joking aside, of course women should be paid the same as men for doing the same job. And I'd like to say now that I'm getting paid exactly the same as Tina and Amy did last year for hosting it. No, I know there was 2 of them, but it's not my fault if they want to share the money, is it? That's their stupid fault. It's funny because it's just a film. Producer, writer and director whose movies have grossed over $3.5 billion at the box office. He's won 2 Academy Awards and 3 Golden Globes for his powerful and varied performances, starring in such films as Philadelphia, Forrest Gump, Castaway, Apollo 13 and Saving Private Ryan. The other is Tim Allen. It was a big year for 3D movies. Toy Story, Despicable Me, Tron. Seems like everything this year was 3-dimensional. Except the characters in The Tourist. I feel bad about that joke. No, I'll tell you what. I'm jumping on the bandwagon because I haven't even seen The Tourist. Who has? But no, it must be good because it's nominated. So shut up, okay? And I'd like to quash this ridiculous rumour going around that the only reason The Tourist was nominated was so the Hollywood foreign press could hang out with Johnny Depp and Angelina Jolie. That is rubbish. That is not the only reason. They also accepted bribes. Okay. You know our next presenter from such films as Hudson Hawk, Look Who's Talking,
Next presenter.
Mercury Rising, Colour of Night, Fifth Element, Heart's War. Please welcome Ashton Kutcher's dad, Bruce Willis. There were a lot of big films that didn't get nominated this year. Nothing for Sex and the City 2. No, I was sure the Golden Globe for special effects would go to the team that airbrushed that poster. What? Great job. Girls, we know how old you are. I saw one of you in an episode of Bonanza. Is the star of the hilarious comedy The Martian.
It's funny, but I watched the movie. It's a brilliant movie.
He's also the only person who Ben Affleck hasn't been unfaithful to. Please welcome Matt Damon. Shut up, you
shush.
Disgusting, pill-popping, sexual deviant scum. I want to do this monologue and then go into hiding, okay? Not even Sean Penn will find me. Snitch. It's going to be a night of partying and heavy drinking. or as Charlie Sheen calls it, breakfast. Wow. Whoa. So, let's get this straight. Anyway, he picked up a porn star, paid her to have dinner with him, introduced her to his ex-wife, as you do, went to a hotel, got drunk, got naked, trashed the place while she was locked in a cupboard. And that was a Monday. What did he do New Year's Eve? The Golden Globes is shown all over the world. It is oblivious to colour or creed. It doesn't just celebrate talent, it celebrates difference. It crushes prejudice and stereotype. One stereotype I hate is that all Irishmen are just drunk, sweary hellraisers. Please welcome Colin Farrell. Our next presenters are young and thin, with hair and teeth.
I think it's the two main characters from Twilight.
Which is just as well, because they're presenting the
Christian
award for Best Foreign Language Film, a category that no one in America cares about. Please welcome Olivia Wilde and Robert Pattinson.
Ah, no. Both half right.
Also not nominated, I Love You, Philip Morris, Jim Carrey and Ewan McGregor, two heterosexual actors pretending to be gay. So the complete opposite of some famous Scientologists then. Probably. My lawyers helped me with the wording of that joke. They're not here. Okay. When Brad and Angelina see our next two adorable little presenters, they're going to want to adopt them. Please welcome Kevin Hart and Ken Jeong. Now Caitlyn Jenner, of course. What a year she's had. She became a role model for trans people everywhere, showing great bravery in breaking down barriers and destroying stereotypes. She didn't do a lot for women drivers, but...
Wait, feminism doesn't do much for female drivers' skills either. So, yeah, equality.
Can't have everything, can you? Not at the same time. Eddie Murphy and Adam Sandler, between them, played all the parts in the movie The Help. Isn't that brilliant? They were brilliant. I can't believe they're not here. Or maybe they are. They're masters of disguise. They could be. One Hollywood publication said that me hosting
what's
would
wrong
mean
with this?
that some film stars would stay away. What's going on? I mean, Arnold and Maria, J-Lo and Mark Anthony, Ashton and Demi, Kim Kardashian and some guy no one will ever remember. He wasn't around long. 72 days. A marriage that lasted 72 days. I've sat through longer James Cameron acceptance speeches than that. The Catholic Church are furious about the film as it exposes the fact that 5% of all their priests have repeatedly molested children and been allowed to continue to work without punishment. Roman Polanski called it the best date movie ever. Other celebrity scandal, Justin Bieber nearly had to take a paternity test. What a waste of a test that would have been. No, he's not the father. The only way that he could have been...
Welcome back to The Laugh Planet. And today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 funniest insult comics.
When I saw you, I thought maybe Benedict Cumberbatch had gotten in a terrible accident.
For this list, we're looking at the funniest insults since the advent of the medium. These are the fixtures of the insults who made the audience laugh, cringe, or cry, depending.
Enormous mistake. I was being swamped with support, And people are
Just watch this.
absolutely outraged. She feels entitled to shut me down, to try to withdraw this honour I've received, simply because she doesn't agree with me. And it's a frightening indication of the arrogance of many of the people who are running our institutions, particularly the feminists, who think they're entitled to do this.
How does it feel, Bettina, to be the target of a real hate campaign? Because I assume, really, I don't think she thinks that you'll be stripped of your honour. I think this is punish you and scare others into silence. But being the target of all this hate and abuse, particularly on the ABC, do you wish now that you'd said no to the honour and not have this, give the haters this excuse to hate?
Oh no, I think it's absolutely wonderful, and they're playing into my hands because they're absolutely proving how dangerous it is for the quiet Australians, the majority of people who don't want to live in a male-bashing culture, who want to see fair treatment for men and women, to be silent. I mean, to not dare speak out. We have to get active and start to talk about what's been going on here in a whole range of areas. I mean, one of the things that Hennessy said was that I was denying, I was denigrating victims and not talking about, their experiences properly. And of course, she never mentions male victims. She never mentions the third of victims of domestic violence, who our official statistics show to be male. I mean, it is the feminists who are running many of our institutions who are denying the truth about issues like domestic violence.
And I think we've also, I've discussed with you, men who have been the victims of fake claims that have ruined their career without getting any chance of a fair process from whether, the students at a university or whatever. And I think these things need to be mentioned as well. Jill Hennessy and others, though, have singled out your interview with that pedophile 3 years ago to say you don't deserve the award. Do they have a point?
It's nonsense. For a start, they only showed very select parts of that interview. I started that interview pointing out how serious this issue is, getting Bester to admit that he had committed a serious crime and deserved to go to prison. All that, there's one element that they're fixated on, which has been used to damage me, but the whole video, in fact, presented a much broader picture of this issue. And
so they're taking one quote you say from a longer video to damage you.
And a whole lot, sorry, Andrew, a whole lot of other issues. They're deliberately picking out bits that will be damaging, out of context, misusing my words, twisting my words. This is a very deliberate campaign being run by activists involved in end rape on campus because they realise I'm getting some runs on the board. I mean, I had some big successes last year in terms of exposing what's going on with our kangaroo courts at university. We had a major Supreme Court case in Queensland which ruled that universities should get out of the business of adjudicating rape. And of course, the activists are desperate to shut me up now. And it's just extraordinary how many people who have positions of power